M. Night Shyamalan ending here if they came out and sucked for the next 3 weeks and went 3-13 in their next 16. Wouldn't be a shock. But at this point, it also wouldn't be a shock if they went 13-3. And at least that's a good place to be right now. That's a positive place to be. And last night, and I want to get your texts on this. You can text at 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text line. You can also comment on the YouTube, which I think is up now. If I've been watching correctly, I think that you've got that up and going.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Hello, YouTube friends. I've been positive today. Where have you been? But all that said, in this situation right now, I think I speak for the metro area. I think I speak for St. Louis Cardinals across the country, Cardinals fans across the country, die-hard people. When I say I'd be a lot more invested if I never had to watch Goldschmidt and Arenado play baseball again. If I never had to tune in and watch Arenado, this is my favorite move from Arenado, the strikeout and then walks away staring down the pitcher like, you're the one that can't hit him, Chief. Then the shoulder shrug and walks off. Like,
Well, his shoulder hurts, I think.
Well, be that as, well, good, yeah, true.
He's just in pain right there. He's just got a little hitch in his giddy up.
But he'll strike out and then walk away and stare the guy down. The guy's like, get the hell back in there, chump. Get in there. You're batting like 200. Get out of my face.
Body language is owed for like fans' hatred a lot more than stats. Because like if you put up numbers but you act and fans hate the way you act, there's a point
helps.
where they'll still like give up on you, if you're putting up numbers.
100% it helps. That's why people don't bang on Goldschmidt as much. Because Goldschmidt's Mr. Nice White Guy dude that's like, oh shucks, like he has no personality.
The only time you ever heard a lot of like a negative chorus around Yadier Molina would be if he wasn't hitting and then he decided not to run out of the ball to first base. Now, if he was hitting 300 in the middle of July, he could lollygag down first and no one would say a word. But if it was May and Yadi was batting 215, if he lollygagged down to first, people would light him up the next day. Totally. That's all you ever heard.
Totally. Well, let me give you an example of that. So in Philadelphia, they can say whatever they want, but a lot of them hated Jimmy Rollins. And if we're being honest about it, there's a lot of times in baseball, which is a predominantly white and Hispanic sport, that black guys do get treated differently from fans, and not just in St. Louis. It happens in a lot of places, okay? And in Philadelphia, two dudes that caught a lot of hell from people were Ryan Howard, STL in the house. And when he won the World Series with the Phillies, did people stroke oh my God, St. Louis won the World Series, like they did yesterday with Kachuk and...
No, they didn't.
With
actually, that's
Tony Vitello. That's
a great example on why it's so different than other like St. Louis times. Because we didn't freak out about Ryan Howard to this extent. You're right. It's a good point.
I was a legit question. I don't remember, but he's a St. Louis guy. Did we not have whole shows dedicated to how Ryan Howard's from? Where's he from? Over in where did he go to school? Over in
Lafayette or Marquette. I always blank.
Did he live in Wildwood? No, that's Freeze.
Yeah. It's Lafayette or Marquette for him. I think he was Lafayette because all the other ones are Marquette. Or they're both Marquette. I always get those two schools confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah, either way. Point being in all of this.
To 109.
I guess I've gone off on a tangent here, but just to kind of wrap that up about my point about Jimmy Rollins. When I moved to Philadelphia, this was in 2013, the end of 2013. Mind you, the Phillies were not good anymore. The Cardinals had taken their soul in 2011. Thank you very much, Chris Carpenter and the Squirrel. And they took their soul, and Ryan Howard blew out his Achilles. So after that amazing team won all those regular season games, the next year they stunk. 2013 they stunk, but they were stuck with giant contracts of guys like Ryan Howard, who was cooked. And this was kind of the early era of the shift. So Ryan Howard had like 1,000 singles taken away that would have been base hits, but the shift knocked him out. And Carlos Ruiz wasn't good anymore, and he was beloved, their catcher. And of course, an MVP award winner, Jimmy Rollins, is a guy who came out and was a very good player, but he was at the end of his career as well. And of course, Chase Utley. That was their core four guys in Philadelphia. And one of the things Philly people would constantly bitch about was baseball players not running out ground balls. It was a weird thing to bitch about. Like, it's bizarre. It's bizarre how pissed they would get about this, but but when the team stunk, it would be even greater. To that point we're talking about body language. If you're not running out ground balls on a team that's won 105 games, people don't bitch about it as much. But when you're winning 80 games and you're not running out ground balls and you're not as good of a player as you used to be, that changes things. So that's kind of the reality of it. So anyway, point being, here's where we stand right now. I enjoyed watching a Goldschmidt and Arenado free baseball game last night. I think I speak for the masses when I say this. What say you? 314-399-9646. Get your text in. We'll talk. It's Josh and Rock. It's Balloon Party.
Toyota.
Have you gotten into Sabrina Carpenter at all? You like Sabrina Carpenter?
You know what? I haven't. I mean, obviously.
Do you know her music?
When she gets posted about, I see the optics of it, and I'm like, okay, she's extremely attractive, but I don't know if I could name. I'm sure I've heard him because I listen to radio in my car.
Well, she's really she's like the hottest thing out there right now.
I'm sure
musically.
I've heard the music.
But she's got a song out right now called "Please, Please, Please."
Yes. Okay. I have heard that song. Yes, I have heard that song. I couldn't have connected with her.
I'm obsessed with that. I don't know why. I just I like her a lot.
She's yeah. She's got a good head on her
Full
shoulders.
disclosure, I used to, she's gotten smart. Like, her music didn't get played for, like, years. And then she decided, well, first she opened for Taylor on this most recent tour, which helps. That helps.
Yeah.
But then she just started slutting it up hardcore, like, with the way she dressed and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm in.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know how to get me. You cut to the core of me, ma'am.
Nothing wrong with that.
So thank you.
You cut me to the quick.
You did, and now I'm in love with you. But I also like, who's my other girl that I like? Olivia Rodrigo.
Man, she's fun.
I know.
She plays some fun music.
The music's fun.
She plays.
It's fun music.
I know nothing about her other than that she plays a fun brand of music, and specifically for somebody like me in the early 30s who grew up in the late 90s and early 2000s, there's like a nostalgic factor of the music, which is that it hits this weird like pop punky kind of like complaint.
So you're a pop punky
level.
guy. Do you like Fall Out Boy and that type of stuff?
I wasn't as much Fall Out Boy, but I'm also not
like
gonna.
Charlotte?
I'm not gonna look you in the eyes and being like Blink-182 is real punk music. It's not. So like I love Blink-182 and I can accept the fact that Blink-182 is pop punk.
Correct.
I'm not one of those 30-year-olds who's like, no, that was real punk rock music.
Yeah,
no.
Music fans of another generation are always going to bitch about music. Yeah. I say that, but I love 90s country music a lot. Like you ever see the memes on the gram?
I don't like country music, but there is something beautiful about 90s country music.
It's awesome. It's the steel guitar, I think.
Brooks and Dunn.
Dude, Brooks and Dunn crushes.
Oh, my God.
Crushes.
I do not like country music on a whole. I will never not listen to Brooks and Dunn.
So here's my Sunday.
Works.
Here's generally speaking my Sunday. I put some meat on the smoker, right? And I get a 30 rack of Busch lattes, generally speaking. Although I tried garage beer, it wasn't bad. A nice little change of pace from the Busch latte. I had garage beer this weekend. I sit out on the patio in the back at my house. And some weekends, it's a yacht rock weekend, so I got a whole yacht rock playlist. But lately, I've had a country playlist, right? So I'm talking 90s country, 2000s country, Brooks and Dunn, Reba, Diamond Rio, Garth. I mean, all the good 90s stuff. I am the meme that you see, or the reel you see on IG, where it's like, all I want to do today is drink garage beers and listen to 90s country. I'm the meme. I'm that guy. I just love to do that and then just get blitzed and play Yahtzee. I play Yahtzee, get blitzed, listen to 90s country, wake up on Monday, start the week over. That's how I operate. Now that we've established my musical taste,
yes,
I will tell you this. As I said earlier, Goldschmidt and Arenado out of the lineup, I got a chubby. I enjoyed watching it last night. It excited me. Much like when Ricky Bobby got to drive a race car for the first time.
I just want to tell everybody.
I got a chubby right now because I'm getting to drive a race car.
It's the best day of my life.
That's how I felt watching that, and I feel like other people feel the same way as I do. Now read the text and see if my beliefs are confirmed or dispelled.
I love Goldie and Nato, but I just want them to bat lower in the lineup. They are good players still, especially in the field, and let's have a little respect for the veterans.
I'm not going to do that because this is not one of those situations where someone's played long enough that they get the respect. We're trying to win, you see. We're in a situation right now where the Cardinals are kind of at a crossroads for the franchise, and none of us thought they'd even be in contention at all going into the year, and now here they are, due in part to a crappy National League, but also due in part to the fact that they have played a better style of baseball since Mother's Day, as it were. They're fun to watch, and they're in it. And they're not even just in the wild card. They're in the National League Central. They're 5 games out. So, like, if someone sucks, why does moving them down in the lineup help? They're still going to bat 3 times. Like, the idea that here's how
over
we got to
80
solve
games,
this.
you're going to get 3 less at bats.
Yeah. So, like, what does it matter? Yeah. It's like, we got to move them down. We got to move them down the lineup. No, move them out of the lineup. There's an idea.
I think I did the math on this once, and it's like the average difference between a guy who bats in the 9-hole every game for 162 and a guy who leads off is like 30 at bats across the whole 162.
So what does it matter? Do you think that this guy's not going to come up with a chance to drive in runners? Because presumably you're putting people in place to get on base because they're better hitters. So that just means wherever that guy comes up in the lineup, he's not going to get a hit to drive them in. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. So, like, this idea of show a little respect to these guys. I could argue that these guys need to show a little respect and sit their asses down and let the kids play. That's what I've enjoyed watching. Thank you. All right, more text. What do we got?
Can we not just be happy while the winning streak is going on? Tell the crab ass to chill.
So what am I supposed to do? Have no thoughts on anything? Because, guys, the Cardinals are winning, so hold on. I'm just going to leave. I got nothing to say. I'm just going to go out here. Leave dead air.
Kills the.
Can you play happy music?
Kills the show a little bit. I don't think we have rights. I don't think we have rights to happy music.
Doesn't matter. I'm giving you the rights to it. Go and find me a happy song on YouTube. So apparently, by the way, this is happy as I get, and you're the one raining on my parade. I'm in a good mood here. But the lollipops and rainbows and gumdrops and all this, like, you realize just because the team's won a couple games, it doesn't stop us from discussing what the team has to do to get better. My God.
Get rid of them both. We've waited too long for Arenado. He's damaged goods. They can't get rid of Goldie because they just built a youth ballpark here in town. How would that look? See ya, the Josh Innes Sports Show.
Yeah. So, did you find
Paul Goldschmidt is signing for is playing on the 2025 St. Louis Cardinals.
If Paul Goldschmidt plays for the 2025 St. Louis Cardinals. No, I can't make any bets on this because you're right. So all I'm going to do is force myself into some dumb situation. I'll leave. Loser leaves town. I'll leave town if Paul Goldschmidt is still on this team next year. He shouldn't be. I'm sure he's a hella nice guy, but, like, come on. He's stupid.
He is a very good guy, I'm sure. I sadly agree, but also eagerly embrace the energy, joy, and production I'm seeing from this youth movement. I still believe a bona fide superstar veterans are essential for the best possible navigation of teams as a whole, though.
I agree. But not veterans that suck. You're not wrong. You're not going to win with 9 dudes who are all 22 years old. That doesn't happen. So I'm not dismissing the idea that you need veteran players to be a good baseball team. You need established stars. But what you don't need is 2 dudes who aren't good, one of whom elicits no confidence. Paul Goldschmidt, like doesn't seem like a leader at all. He's not interesting. He doesn't excite me at all. And then you've got Nolan Arenado, who just seems like a dope.
Youth movement, please. Tired of the Cardinals paying washed-up players because of what they did and not what they are going to do. They are ass.
In fairness, when they signed these guys, they weren't washed up. Like, there's no way we can go back and look at those 2 moves and view them as anything other than great. And I know a lot of people like to do that when guys suck or things don't work out. Like, to me, the ultimate example of that is Ozuna. There is nobody else that you would have gotten at that moment that was going to be better than Ozuna, and you made the deal for him, and it made a ton of sense at the time. Now people like to retroactively go back and say, oh, what a terrible trade it was. It was a trade that had to happen at the time. There's no way you're going to go back and look at Arenado and Goldschmidt and say, these 2 guys suck, and it was a horrible deal to bring them in. Both of those were spectacular deals, and the Cardinals won those trades. However, the 2 guys stink right now. That's the reality of it.
618, I personally don't ever want to hear your voice again.
Oh,
please,
well,
dead air is preferable over you. Keep walking. Please keep walking.
Okay. Well, have you found me a happy song yet? You sneezing over there? Who sneezes while they're on the radio? Like, there's some mind thing that people have that keeps them from sneezing when on the radio. I don't know how to explain it.
Mine is,
but
no.
But
mine
like you're sneezing on my fill-in radio show. What are you doing?
That mechanism in my brain is entirely tuned to not cursing.
Oh, so you can't have multiple offshoots of this? They're like, no, it's not a tree with multiple branches. Don't sneeze, don't curse. You can only pick one.
I got one, which is you give me not cursing. Sometimes I will sneeze.
Oh, you're sneezing? I don't even think I've ever sneezed on the radio. I've been doing this for 20-something years. Never once sneezed on the radio. And you're over here sneezing all over the place, shooting phlegm all over the computer.
Well, you know I'm playing the happy music now, but you don't have headphones on.
Oh, that's true. What is it? Is there like is it a fun song?
No, I went with something that we can't get sued for playing for too long.
By the way, you can't get sued for playing music on a radio station.
It's a whole thing. I got to take it off YouTube so they don't even know what we're doing. It's a whole thing. I don't know.
I see. Boy, sports radio sucks. No offense, but like...
And I think literally our license means we can play them over the radio. We just can't play them over YouTube. I think we can only play 30 seconds.
I see.
So I think there are some restrictions to the license overall as well. And so
interesting.
So there's a little bit of some holding back a little bit. 636 says...
Interesting.
This host doesn't know a damn thing about baseball. How the hell did he get this job?
My dad, he's in radio. What's next? Well, I mean, if you want to date back to the root of it, I guess. My dad's been in radio a long time.
The fact is that Wynn is young and wild.
Also, what have I said today that is an indicator that I don't know about baseball? Like, people who say stuff like that are truly just dopes.
Actually,
like, you don't know anything about baseball.
I do want to hear this.
I said I don't want to watch Goldschmidt and Arenado play baseball. Therefore, this guy doesn't know about baseball.
I do want to hear his answer.
No clue about sports. Go back to doing whatever it is. Oh, screw off. What do you know? Get in here. Let's have a trivia competition, you schmuck. Let's go.
The fact is, Wynn is young and wild. Gorman isn't a regular at second, and Crawford has had to play third for the first time ever. I'd rather have Goldie in there saving runs at first.
Okay, cool. But what about Goldie losing runs at the plate? He's not a goaltender. He has to produce at the plate, too.
Because here's the thing. And while we're talking about that is, it's not that you can't have a spot in your lineup that is a defensive boon while taking away runs from you offensively. The Cardinals have a spot in the lineup. It's the 9th spot, and they need it to play center field. And it's playing, as Josh said earlier, a game-winning at times center field.
Correct.
The problem is in baseball, like a lot of other sports, like basketball too, when you talk about a 5-man starting lineup, is you can't have 2 non-shooters. You can't have 2 guys who are all defense and no offense, especially if one of those spots is a corner infield's position, which again,
who you bat third or fourth in the middle of the lineup.
But like, you cannot abdicate third base, first base, left field, and right field without any power, just for good defense. Like, and so like, man, maybe if you were doing it with your center fielder and your shortstop, and you got a good bat with your shortstop, so maybe you can buy one other spot. But I just don't think it can be first base. Like, baseball has always worked that you need to get production offensively out of first base. Great defense, very useful. We love Keith Hernandez, we love Albert Pujols, we love Paul Goldschmidt, but you got to be able to get production out of the first base spot unless you are not only just getting production from shortstop, but you're getting production from third base, you're getting production from your corner outfield, and right now they're getting it at times, but not enough to completely override a change for Goldschmidt, I think.
There are literally 3, that's 33% of the lineup that gives you nothing offensively so far on a daily basis. Is there a case to be made, and they're not going to do this, but is there a case to be made that there should never be a scenario when both Goldschmidt and Arenado are in the lineup? By that, I mean, like, hey, Goldschmidt's playing today. Arenado, you can't have 2 albatrosses in the middle of the order who are producing nothing. I don't care how much money they make. Doesn't work that way. So, because basically when you put them and Ciani in the lineup, you have 3 people out of 9 who are going to give you very little at this point until proven otherwise.
We'll get out there. Well, one against me, one against you first. Hey, Josh, try this new drink. It's called bleach. Chug it, please.
Boy, they want me to kill myself?
Yeah, a little extreme there, I thought. That is a TMA fan who usually listens to this hour who's still listening today.
Oh, gotcha. Well, it's my balls.
Inside joke.
There you go.
Hey, that would have fit perfectly over on TMA. Yeah. And this person says, a whole hour of Rockio. Get ready for the most mind-numbing STL City and pick-and-roll option breakdowns you've ever heard in your entire life. You're damn right, friendo.
I agree with this.
Right.
I agree.
Like, that was supposed to be an insult?
Like,
here's a fact.
I love 3-and-D talk. I love it.
Here's a fact. Oh, well, what do you want me to do with it? Clown.
All right. There you go. Well, on that note, we will continue in just a little bit here on 101 ESPN.
This is Rocky with your Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals yesterday, a 4-3 win over the Braves in Game 1 of the series. Lance Lynn, 6 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and 1 home run in the game. Ryan Helsley also got another save. He did allow 2 earned runs in his 1 inning of work. That was the first earned run he'd allowed in his last 6 appearances. In 10 June appearances, Ryan Helsley has allowed an earned run just twice and has allowed a hit just 4 out of those 10 times. Last night, Stanley Cup Final, Game 7, the Panthers lift the Stanley Cup following a 2-1 victory. Connor McDavid, though, wins the Conn Smythe after getting 16 out of 17 first-place votes. That is your Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent McKernan Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Studio on 101 ESPN.
Do you think that I'm a shock jock?
I would say that in most people's St. Louis minds who have been here for 30, 40 years, you would cross into that territory, yes.
Well, then they're dopes.
Because, again, you have to. This is a relativity thing. A shock jock in Philly, a shock jock in New York, a shock jock in St. Louis. I think these are a D.C., Baltimore shock jock's even going to be much different from St. Louis. There have been a couple in St. Louis's days. I would say that they would probably be around like a 6 or 7 on the scale in one of those other cities at the highest. And so, therefore, you jump in here who's been in markets like that where you were like a 5 or a 6.
Like interesting. Like people who are interesting.
You're going to be a 9. You're going to be a 9 in this market off the bat.
Oh.
And that's why people, that we have a text right here. Stop yelling, dude. It's not that serious. Speaking of getting rid of people.
I'm having a conflict here.
101 needs to get
Because I have a fill-in here tomorrow. I might just go tell Tommy I don't want to do it. I'm just saying, like if the way I do things hurts your delicate sensibilities, then I don't have to do it. My job here is at 2:00 to go nurse the old folks over at Casey.
I guess my thing would be, was there a noticeable difference in between New Orleans and Philly? The tone of the radio and the media.
Radio was different back then, so not a ton. Like, that was in the late 2000s, so sports radio was just a different vibe back then, you know? So now the nerds have inherited sports radio in a lot of places, I guess. That's part of it. So, like, anytime you have, an opinion on something, people are like, oh, my God, that's shocking. Like, if you view anything I've said today as shocking, then you have the most virgin ears on the planet. And I hope you enjoyed watching Reading Rainbow as a child. My God, when I was a kid, my dad, he had me watch Risky Business. He goes, you'll like it. It's Tom Cruise. I'm like, all right, that's cool. 8 years old, 7 years old, however old I was. Want to Make Love on a Real Train? Oh, yeah. Rebecca De Mornay? Oh, yeah. I used to watch Skinamax when I was like 9 or 10, like children of my generation did. Then again, the kids of this generation have hardcore erotica on their phones, so we didn't have that option. We either had to read through a catalog or watch Skinamax, or if you're a real creeper like myself, you would record music videos on blank VHS tapes and watch those when you were horned out. Was that shocking? I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Talking about things that people actually do. Is that shocking? Did I shock you people with that? Oh, no. I'm St. Louis. I have virgin ears.
The
virgin ears.
The don't yell thing. The thing that's crazy to me is people will be like, why are you getting worked up about a topic? It's like, I'm sorry.
Because I'm interested in it?
You're right. I will dial this back. I'll be completely uninterested, and then we can talk about something different. Where, by the way, I will not get worked up, and I will show very little interest so that I don't hurt.
God forbid I come through the radio
level that might break your ears. It's a weird thing, but people, I don't know. People really don't like getting yelled at. I guess is usually.
I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm yelling to the clouds like an old man.
That's another thing. Just because I'm yelling doesn't mean I'm yelling at you.
Oh no, I'm yelling passionate things.
There we go.
Look, I'll take a vote. And maybe this is a mistake, but I'll do it. This is going to be a mistake. But if more people on the text line and my Twitter, if you want to tweet me at Josh in a Show.
Get this mother effer off the air. Stop yelling.
Okay. If more people at text tell me to get lost, I will tell them that I will not fill in tomorrow. And that's the God's honest take. So if more people call and tell me to get lost, I will not come back tomorrow. And I will not, and look, I don't have to get up here at 10 o'clock in the freaking morning to do this. My job is at 2.
We're getting a lot of positivity, too. Josh, you are exactly spot on. Get rid of those 2 legitimate ball players, like the guys they used to be.
Radio used to be a fun industry until deregulation and a lot of people and uninteresting people on the radio. Not that everybody here is uninteresting, but in general, radio is an uninteresting field now. And let's be honest, they're going to fire my ass here in the next year and a half. That's about how long I have left here. They're going to kick my ass, right? Because they realize the virgin ears of the people who still listen to the radio in St. Louis cannot handle someone who yells on occasion. My God.
I feel like we could start a side business, profiting from specifically people clutching their pearls, and then we could turn it in. We could make the money on the side of you causing St. Louis to clutch their pearls, and then us profiting from a pearl cleaning business. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. If
yes, let's clean pearls.
There we go. I love this guy. No one likes to tell it like it is. The next show is so far up the Blues and Cardinals' butts.
And I disagree with that, actually.
Yeah, so do I.
No. Now I like BK. He changes his opinion every 5 minutes. But I like him.
Good radio.
He's my guy. Look. I think BK does a very good job. I have nothing against those guys. I don't believe they're up anybody's ass.
Josh, you're killing it. I do believe Goldie has been much better the last month or so. However,
He's a singles hitter.
Watching the kids play. Keep it up.
Let them play. Like Bad News Bears in breaking training when they go to Houston. Let them play. Cesar Cedeno. Let them play. Let the kids play.
This is the greatest show on ESPN to date. Well played, gentlemen. Well played.
Well, I
agree
hope
with
you
everything
guys,
you say.
I hope you guys enjoyed it because I think this might be the last time I do it. I don't need to do this. I don't get paid to do this. I come in because I like talking about sports. But what I've learned here is I think to talk about sports, and I never thought I'd say this, I'm going to have to go somewhere where I don't like the teams. That's where I found more success. When I like the team, the dopes don't like me. So I'm going to have to get the hell out of Dodge. That's fine, though.
I'm enjoying this. I like an actual back and forth. People need to relax.
People don't know how to do that. So what do you think the vote looks like right now?
I'm 50. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm loving it. I think as soon as you said it, the amount of positivity that has hit the text line is astonishing.
Look, I have no qualms with not doing this tomorrow. My dog hates when I have to leave. That's chilly. My dog would rather me stay at home and watch YouTube videos with him until I have to go to work at 2.
People have never liked the truth in this city.
Well, that's true.
That's from the 314.
Well, because I don't understand how people, again, because I worked in other places before too. I worked in Philadelphia. I've worked in places where they're far more over the top than I am there. They're wackos, but I've worked in these other places and people are they expect you to have a negative outlook on things. Here, this is the most white bread listening audience I've ever experienced in my life. Just please tell us we're pretty. And then that's it. It's very strange. But again, I don't have to do this. I appreciate the opportunity to do it. I thank Tommy for letting me do it. But, because I did sports radio for 20 years before they started making me the caretaker of the old people in classic rock. I used to be the sports guy. But, yeah. So
this is a German Catholic town, my brother. Also, you're not shocking. You just have hot takes, and sometimes it's a little obnoxious, but it's a breath of fresh air. Please stay.
Let me tell you what a hot take is. A hot take is an opinion that person disagrees with, because if they agree with it, it's not a hot take. It's just a fact.
What's the line between a hot take and just having an opinion?
If the person who's calling you a hot take artist, if the listener agrees or disagrees with it, basically, is what determines if it's a hot take.
Oh, okay.
Because I can say, who sucks? Chicago and the Cubs. And they'd be like, yeah. And I'd go we hate the Cubs, right?
Hey, we're better than Chicago.
We hate the Blackhawks, right? You could say that and they'd all agree. That's a hot take. Right? That's a hot take. But if you agree with it, it's just a good opinion. If you disagree with it, it is a hot take. So there you go.
Cards Nation 95, we appreciate your candor, Josh. Can't take it. Yeah, can't take it, then people need to get out. You know what I mean? Come on, this is the best.
Well, you're the best. Thank you. But this will probably be the last time I think this will be the last time that you hear me on this radio station. Call Mike and let him know to find someone else tomorrow.
If Josh leaves, we riot.
Don't do that. We've seen riots here. They go very poorly. We don't want that. We see riots and all of a sudden people can't shop at the Burberry anymore. So let's chill. All right. Anyway, we'll wrap it up after this. It's 101 ESPN. You see this story about the kid that went into the movie theater over here in Creve Coeur and acted like he was going to shoot the place up? You didn't see that story?
No, I did not.
You must not subscribe to the Post-Dispatch.
Well,
basically, like there's these guns that these dudes have that shoot like gel or something.
Oh, that story. Okay, yeah.
So he goes into the movie theater, right?
Yeah, the gel bullet. Yeah, okay.
And acts like he's going to shoot the place up. Everybody's petrified, and then he runs. Some people just need to get their ass whipped. And that's one of the people that needs to get his ass whipped. Problem is, he probably didn't have a dad that's out there to whip his ass. My dad, more particularly my mom would whip my ass. Like, I once called 911 as a joke when I was a kid. My mom came in there and beat the hell out of me when 911 called back. I was like, hey, what's your emergency? The problem is you get these dopey kids in this internet era that go out there and do what they do and have no recourse because everybody's afraid to arrest them, essentially. Everybody's afraid to punish anybody because it's offensive or something. Parents are afraid to discipline their kids. So you got dopes that go out there and do this. My grandma used to whip my ass. Edna McCoy from down in the Boot Hill, Poplar Bluff, Missouri. My grandma would send my ass out to get a switch. And if I didn't get a good enough switch for my grandma, if she had to get up to get a better switch, my ass was getting taken out back and put down, man. My grandma was crazy with the switch or whatever she could reach. Sometimes it was a fly swatter. She'd come out there with a fly swatter. She always had a fly swatter on her porch drinking her tea. Bam. Starts flipping, and she goes after you with that, man. It's over. Problem is, I think we need to get back to an era where people are afraid that their parents might beat the hell out of them and maybe they won't act like a-holes. Now, a lot of my thoughts are not old school in that way. But I don't necessarily think that parents need to beat the hell out of their kids, but I think that they at least need to feign beating the hell out of their kids. They need to put the fear of getting the hell beaten out of you. Because, like, there is something to be said about the fact that a lot of people were raised to believe that their parents were going to beat the hell and in many cases would. And people don't live with that fear anymore. These dopey kids out there that run the world, the cops are afraid to punish them because then the cops will get judged on the internet. You throw people in jail, these dopey politicians throw them all right back out on the street, and then they're shocked when they rape, murder, kill somebody. We're like, what? That's shocking. I mean, he had only raped one other person, but we let him out, and then we're shocked that he raped another one. And then what you end up with is these dopey kids that want to be internet famous. They go into a movie theater and, pretend to shoot the place up. Dude's lucky he didn't get a bullet in his brain.
Whatever happened to sitting a few rows behind and throwing popcorn?
Yeah.
Or Junior Mints. Like a classic hoodlum.
Or, old school things like, like in Diner where the guy puts his peen up through the bottom of the box and someone knows that's too much?
That's too much. No,
that's too much?
The line there. Yeah, no. Just throw a little popcorn.
Well,
that's fun. And no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
You'll annoy somebody. That's fun.
That's true.
But no one's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You're a 15-year-old kid. You should be annoying.
Yeah. Well, yes, but there's a difference between annoying and, hey, I got a mask on. I'm pretending to shoot up the movie theater.
No, yeah, just sit.
Somebody should have plugged that kid. He's lucky he didn't get plugged.
Sit in the back and, just...
Because we're in Missouri here.
A cookie dough bite.
You want me to believe that somebody doesn't have a gun just ready to be like, bam, right between the eyes? And
it's useful, too.
He should.
If you can land that cookie dough bite in the popcorn box over 3 rows, you're working on your three-point jumper at that point. This is a multi-phased thing. This is how you get better in multiple ways while also kind of being a little idiot, but without being dangerous.
Yeah.
Because kids are going to do stupid stuff. Kids are going to annoy adults. It's going to happen. Let's just try to, draw a pretty thick line there.
Yeah. What do you think is the best movie theater candy? And I don't see. I think it's. I'm a big Milk Duds guy, but I like to take M&Ms and put it in the popcorn.
That's a good move. Bunch of Crunch. I like the
Bunch of Crunch. But you ever notice you never eat Bunch of Crunch unless it's at the movie theater?
One other place.
Where?
They always got it at the airport.
Oh, they do.
And it's a great airport snack.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid. So on that note, all right then. It's been nice talking with you guys. BK and Ferrario are coming up next. It's been nice knowing you. Peace out.